emergency call came in at 2:11 a.m. The woman didn't scream. She didn't cry. She whispered. Her voice was steady, but thin, like she was afraid even the phone might hear her. She said someone had broken into her apartment. The operator told her to stay calm, lock herself in a room, and keep the line open. For the next few minutes, there was only breathing on the call. Slow, careful, controlled. The operator asked where she was hiding. The woman whispered back, "I'm in my bedroom." A pause. Then she added something that made the operator sit up straighter. "He's sitting on my couch." The operator asked her to repeat that. The woman said it again, quieter this time. He turned on the TV, but the volume's off. Police were dispatched immediately, 7 minutes away. The operator asked if the intruder was armed. The woman hesitated. "I don't know," she said, "but he took off his shoes." That detail stayed with the operator long after the call ended. At 2:18 a.m., the operator heard movement, fabric shifting, like someone sitting down very close to the phone. Then a second voice entered the call. A man. He whispered directly into the receiver. "She's not supposed to be awake." The operator tried to speak, tried to ask questions, but the line stayed open with nothing but breathing. 2 sets. When police arrived, the apartment door was locked. No signs of forced entry. The woman was found in her bedroom. The couch in the living room was still warm. No suspect was ever identified. And what haunts the operator most isn't what the man said. It's how calm he sounded. Like he had been there before. The man was in Tokyo for work. One night, one meeting, one hotel. The kind of place people forget as soon as they leave. He checked in late, close to midnight, and was placed on the 9th floor. The hallway was silent, too silent. Thick carpet, dim yellow lights. At 1:12 a.m., he woke up to movement. Not loud, careful. Footsteps pacing back and forth in the room beside his. A drawer opening, closing, then a light tapping against the shared wall. He assumed it was another guest. He waited. The tapping continued, rhythmic, almost thoughtful. At 1:18 a.m., he called the front desk. The clerk checked the system. The room next to him was unoccupied. Housekeeping hadn't entered it in days. Security was sent anyway. While he waited, the noises stopped. When security knocked on his door, they told him the adjacent room was empty. No luggage, no power usage, no open windows. At 1:40 a.m., the noises returned. This time, slower, dragging footsteps, something heavy being shifted. The man sat upright in bed, staring at the wall. He noticed something new. The tapping now came only when he moved. He shifted in bed. Tap. He stood up. Tap. He leaned close to the wall. Silence. At 2:10 a.m., his phone rang. Front desk. They asked if he was knocking on the wall. He said no. They said another guest had complained. At 2:17 a.m., frustrated and shaken, he knocked once on the wall, then again, then a third time. After a pause, 3 knocks answered back, perfectly spaced. Security came again, this time with a manager. They unlocked the adjacent room together.
Empty, but the bathroom light was on. Steam filled the room. The mirror was fogged, as if someone had just finished breathing in front of it, and written across the glass, traced slowly with a fingertip, were the words, "I can hear you too," from the inside. The man left without packing. The room was sealed for inspection. Nothing was found. But staff later reported the phone inside that room would sometimes ring, even though it wasn't connected to any line.
The conductor had worked night trains for 13 years. Nothing scared him anymore. Empty stations, drunk passengers, long silences between stops. This was the final route of the night. 4 carriages, mostly empty. At the second-to-last station, CCTV showed a man step onto carriage 3. No ticket scan, no eye contact, just a long coat and his head slightly lowered. The train departed. Minutes later, the conductor walked through to check passengers. Carriage 1, empty. Carriage 2, empty. Carriage 3, empty. But CCTV still showed the man seated. At the next stop, the emergency intercom activated. Carriage 3, no words, just breathing. Slow, close, wet, like it was right against the microphone. The conductor announced the train would terminate soon. No response. He entered carriage 3 again. Still empty. But one seat was warm. The window beside it was fogged. As the train slowed, fingerprints appeared on the glass. Not one set. Too many. Overlapping. Pressed hard. As if several hands were inside, pushing outward. The train arrived at the final station. Doors opened. No one exited. CCTV never showed the man leaving. Rail authorities reviewed the footage frame by frame. The man boarded. He sat. He never stood up. Carriage 3 was removed from service for weeks. Night conductors still refuse to walk through it alone. Some swear the intercom light turns on by itself long after the train is powered down.
But the mystery was never solved. That's the end of tonight's stories. If any of them stayed with you, you know which one. Let me know in the comments. And if you want more stories like this, subscribe. I'll see you soon.